Okay, so today I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek of my pantry. I'm going to do a full tour later on, but I just wanted to give you guys a little quick update of what I've done in honestly about 2 months. So as you guys can see over here on this shelf, I have my soaked fruit. Now that is a combination of different dried fruits that I have soaking in rum and red wine. I'll use that for Christmas black cakes, things along those lines. I have 6 bottles of vanilla extract that are currently in production that'll be done next year. 4 of which are just basic vanilla extracts. Then I have 1 that's in bourbon and 1 that is also in whiskey. I also have some bottles of vanilla extract that are already done that you can already see with the labels. Of course, I have my blueberry jam, I have my pepper jelly, my strawberry jam, my guava jelly, my grape jelly, my homemade pancake syrup, and then my water glass eggs. Now, before we get too far into the video, I want to talk to you guys about why water glassing eggs is completely safe. If you did not know, water glassing eggs is a way of preserving fresh eggs. These cannot be eggs that you purchase from the grocery store. They have to be fresh, unwashed eggs. Essentially, what you are doing is you are creating an environment inside of a glass jar where the pH level is so high that it is going to preserve them. It's not pickling them. It's not cooking them. This is just plain water that has pickling lime in it so that you can preserve them. Now, a lot of people kind of freak out when they hear water glass eggs because, you know, people down in the comment sections are starting to get out of control with this word botulism. But you should know, long story short, inside of this jar, the pH level is 12.4. There's no possible way that botulism can exist inside of this. So you don't really have to stress about that. I'm going to show you exactly how I make these in just a few moments, but I just wanted to point that out, that this is a fantastic way of preserving farm fresh eggs if you have an abundance of them. On the next shelf, I have my green beans, my sweet corn, my homemade salsa, my pasta sauce, sweet peas, apple pie filling. Then I have my potatoes and then some baked beans. As you guys see, I still have some empty spaces that I will be filling up soon. But I just wanted to give you guys, you know, that quick little mini tour just so that you guys can see how much I have done in literally about, I would say about 2 months. I've put all of this together and I'm super, super excited to have all of this inside of my home. It is very, very exciting and I'm looking forward to continuing doing this. But let's go on ahead and get into the video so that I can show you guys exactly how I did these water glass eggs.
Whipping up all of your favorite recipes. Simply Food. You should know by now that you're in for a treat. Simply Food.
There's no other channel where you'd rather be.
Simply Food. Seafood, pasta, cakes, and pies. Sing and laugh and even cry. Like and share and hit subscribe. Simply Food by TY.
All right, y'all, so the ingredients to make your water glass eggs are really, really simple. You only need 3 ingredients, 2 of which are really important, so I want you to really pay attention to that, and the last one would be water. The first of the 2 ingredients will be your eggs. It's extremely important to make sure that you are not using eggs from the grocery store. Those commercial eggs have already been treated and washed, and in order to water glass eggs, they have to be unwashed eggs. These eggs on the outside have a natural layer called the bloom on the outside, and that is what naturally preserves these eggs, and which is the reason why fresh eggs are able to sit out on the shelf and not have to be refrigerated. The eggs in the grocery store have already been treated, so they don't have that on there, so you cannot use those. The next thing will be your pickling lime. Now, do not think by any means that this is going to make your eggs pickled. That's not what this is doing. This is just hydrated lime, and a technical word for it is calcium hydroxide. This is going to create a solution inside of your jar that is going to make it so that the pH level in this is 12.4, which is the reason why when people throw out the word botulism, they don't really know what they're talking about, because botulism cannot exist in a pH level of 12.4. It's quite literally impossible. The only way that your eggs could potentially go bad in this is if the eggs were already bad to begin with, or if you do not make sure that you're measuring out the solution properly and also if you don't have enough in the jar. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But for now, let's just go on ahead and load them up. So I have a jar here that I'm going to carefully place these in. Now, some people say that it is best to take the pointy end of your egg and place that down. Now, of course, we all know that it is going to be almost impossible to do that perfectly. So I'm going to do that to the best of my ability. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and put all of my eggs in, and then I will be back momentarily. Have you guys ever had water glass eggs before? I have never had them, nor have I ever actually seen anyone in my personal life do this. So I actually find it quite interesting. But after doing all of the research on this, I realized that this is actually a brilliant way of making sure that you're able to preserve eggs, especially if you have chickens and let's say they're having a really good year of producing a lot of eggs and you just don't know what to do with them. This is a great way to literally keep them shelf stable for 2 years, and you don't have to put them in the refrigerator. And again, this is not going to cook the eggs. This is not going to pickle the eggs by any stretch of the imagination. These eggs are wonderful. Like if you need to bake with them, that's great. For fried eggs, frittatas, scrambles, things along those lines. I would not suggest using these eggs to just boil them. Wouldn't do that, because in my opinion, you really want to crack these eggs open and just make sure that they are looking and smelling good. And if you just automatically boil them, then you really aren't going to have any real way of doing that. But for a quick, fried egg or something along those lines, this is the perfect thing, to have, in your home. So I just think that it's, a very nifty way of preserving eggs. And I'm quite excited to try this out. I'm actually not going to try one of these eggs. I'm going to wait a full 8 months before I actually try my first egg, because I really want to give you guys my honest opinion on, what I think they taste like. So now I'm just getting the last little bit in here. Try to put the pointy side down. Make sure you're being extra careful. Now for the solution, you're going to be using 1 quart of water, or 4 quarts, however you would like to look at it. And for the pickling lime, you're going to be using 1 ounce or 1/4 of a cup, however you would like to look at it. Be careful when using the pickling lime, because it kind of resembles like powdered sugar. So it can be, it'll kind of float around in the air a little bit if you're not too careful with it. And the water that I'm working with right now is just filtered room temperature water. And again, you've got to make sure that you get this solution right. So I'm just going to put this in here, give this a light mix. It is not going to fully dissolve, so do not stress yourself out about that. You just want to try to get it mixed in as much as possible. And then I'm just going to pour this solution directly over the top of the eggs. And because clearly this is such a large jar, I'm just going to repeat this solution process until I make sure that the liquid is at least 2 inches above the eggs. And again, do not try to stress yourself out. All of the pickling lime itself will actually settle at the bottom of this, and eventually it will become crystal clear on the inside. So let me just scoot this over, and now I'm just going to pour this solution directly over the eggs. And now I'm going to repeat this probably about maybe only one more time. I might have to do this again. So let me just get another 4 cups of water. As you can see, you see how it's kind of already settling at the bottom? That's exactly what's supposed to happen. And just to be on the safe side, I'm going to do one more, because I really want to make sure that these are fully submerged, and I can still see just a little bit of one of my eggs peeking out the top, and I don't want any spoilage, so I'm going to do it one more time. Also, as an important reminder, even if you only need to add a little bit at the top, don't try to half the recipe of the solution. Make the solution as you're supposed to, and then whatever you have left over, you can just throw it away. Or some people like to put it over top of their chicken coops if you have chicken coops. Some people put it in their garden, but don't try to half the recipe, because you really want to make sure that you're getting this correct. Now just pour the last little bit in. And now I know for sure that these are completely submerged. Don't have to worry about it. I'm going to put the lid on these nice and tight. And I have now made myself some water glass eggs that will be completely shelf stable for the next 2 years. These do not have to be refrigerated. Once again, all of the pickling lime will settle at the bottom and the liquid will become completely clear. I'm going to come back in about 8 months and I'll do a taste test for you guys. But for now, this is the end of the video.